Hey guys, I want to welcome you all to this video. My name's Christian Hanna. You can call me CHH, Christian Hanna Horror. This is a video I just feel I need to make for me. I really hope that this video reaches somebody important. Um, this video is called Dear Scream Factory. Let's talk about the Elm Street box set. But the truth is, it should really be called Dear Scream Factory and Warner Brothers. Let's talk about the Elm Street box set. But for the sake of the title, I shortened it. Scream Factory is not our enemy here, guys. To think that they probably haven't tried to do this box set would be silly. Of course they have. It's Nightmare on Elm Street. I want to talk about what this box set should be, in my opinion, what this box set should have, realistically, in my opinion, and I really hope you stick around to the end of this video because I've got some words I need to get off my chest to Warner Brothers and all, and to Scream Factory. So please, take this ride with us, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started right now. Alright, so the Nightmare on Elm Street box set. What do we expect? What do we need? Let's talk about the box itself. Art-wise, I think that the Friday the 13th box set is a perfect template for this. Get the same artist, get the same style of art, and make that box set look like a companion piece to the Friday the 13th set. Companion to F13 set. Imagine those two sitting on a shelf together and how well they would look. They would look fantastic sitting next to each other with that beautiful busy art. Think about all the Freddys. We could have Super Freddy. We could have Where's the Bourbon Freddy. We could have Freddy with pulling his brain off in part 2. We could have Chef Freddy. We could have Freddy's Dead Freddy. We could have the original Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy. We could have the Freddy in part 1 with his face gets pulled off and it's a skeleton Freddy. We could have Worm Snake Freddy from Dream Warriors. We could have Marionette Puppet Hand Freddy. We could have amazing Freddys. Baby Freddy. We got to squeeze Baby Freddy in there somewhere. Amazing Freddys we could put on this box set. So my idea is get the same artist, do the same style art, and see how beautiful, and make it red. Red dominant color. So it should be Friday the 13th is a blue colored case, Nightmare is a red case. Okay, let's talk about disc 1. Nightmare on Elm Street. I think we need a 4K scan. I think we need at least some new interviews, something. We'll take something from a new interview featuring, let's say, Heather. Excuse my spelling if I screw up, guys. Heather and Robert. We can get Heather and Robert, do one long interview with each of them going over their films, and space those out throughout the movie. So when you talk to Heather, we can get a part 1 retrospective from her on there with Robert as well. Maybe something in regards to Wes, meeting Wes for the first time, that kind of thing. Audio commentary. We can use old and get something new. But here's the thing, guys. What I need to press home is the most important thing with this is the scan. These movies have been screwed on scans. This set does not cut it. It does not cut it. So above anything else, we need fresh new scans for these movies. We'll stick with that for now. Disc 2. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. 4K scan. Let's include Mark Patton's Scream Queen documentary. Robert talking about part 2. When you get an interview with him, splice up his interview parts into the movies. Robert interview for part 2. Let's get Robert Russler in there. Always down to talk Nightmare. I know he is. And then if we want, we can do a new audio commentary with Mark Patton and Robert, and old audio commentaries. We throw those in. Let's talk about disc 3. 4K scan. The first three films need 4K scans. I understand that this is not a cheap process. This stuff is not easy to do. It's very time consuming. I don't expect all these movies to have 4K scans. I do think the first three should have 4K scans. New interview with Heather. Heather and Robert again, discussing returning back with Heather and Robert, talking about the story evolving with Nightmare on Elm Street 3, working with Chuck Russell. Speaking of Chuck Russell interview. Now, you guys interviewed Chuck Russell for the Blob Blu-ray. I would like to think that the people that interviewed Chuck got plenty of footage of him during that time talking about Dream Warriors. If that's the case, we can use that on here. So that's not having to go out and do new stuff. I would assume that the people that did that talked to Chuck as well about Elm Street and not just the Blob. Speaking of that, let's go back to part 2. We got to get Jack's Shoulder interview. You guys just interviewed him for the what's that new movie that just came out? Alone in the Dark, excuse me. You guys just interviewed him for Alone in the Dark. I would like to think whoever outsourced that also got tons of footage of him talking about Elm Street 2. If that's the case, throw that on here. Old and new audio commentary. And guys, just know that the still galleries, press photos and stuff, put that all on here as well. Disc 4. We're going to do Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master. This is where I'm going to lighten up the load, guys, because I really think those 4K scans can stop here. We'll do a full 1080p. Now, if we can pull a 4K scan for part 4, that'd be amazing, but I'm trying to be reasonable. Let's say a 1080p or even a 2K scan for Dream Master. It's a beautiful film. I know it will shine. It's a gorgeous film. It looks so good with a fresh transfer. Again, these are pitiful. They're just absolutely pitiful. So, full 1080p or 2K scan, but a new full scan on its own disc is what we need. New interviews. Let's get interviews with Wilcox and Knight, Tuesday night. Freddie interview, a Robert Englund interview talking about part 4. Robert should have a small interview with all of these movies talking about the filming, the duration of the filming, his thoughts, etc. Interview. If we have a couple of new interviews on here, that's really good. But again, guys, the most important thing about this set is getting new scans, because new scans are so important with these movies. I can't stress that enough, above anything else. New and old commentaries. Alright, this is where things get interesting. Disc 5. Dream Child. Pay attention right here, guys. Full 1080p with HD inserts. Uncut. If we can't get Dream Child uncut, I will find that unacceptable. The footage is on the Laserdisc, it's on the VHS. Do not just give us the footage as an extra. Please put it into the film. I tell my friends all the time, Dream Child goes up a full number point if you're rating on a scale of 1 to 10 with those uncut scenes. It's amazing stuff. Again, there are some things previously that we could add. I'm trying to be very realistic. Sure, I would love to get Rennie Harlan for part 4 and things like that. I'm trying to be very realistic about this, though. But in the comment section, you guys please add what you think we should put in this as well, besides the stuff I'm putting. New interview with Lisa Wilcox, reprising the role as Alice. Robert Englund interview. New and old commentaries. A nice little touch I'd like to have here, guys, is before every movie starts, have a 15-20 second intro of Robert Englund saying you're about to watch The Dream Master. Better not, ba ba ba, ha ha ha, something like that with each movie. Robert needs to do a little 15, 20-second intro. And of course, still galleries, stuff like that. So part 5, the disc 5 needs to be uncut, full 1080p with HD inserts. That is a must. That is an absolute must. Disc 6, let's keep going. Freddy's Dead. Full 3D capability. Even though it's a small clip in the movie that's 3D, give those people that have the 3D capabilities and the technology that love it, give it to them. I'm going to go to a 2K scan with 3D. I think that's fair. I think Freddy's Dead could get a 2K scan. Of course, Rob England interview. I'd love to see Alice Cooper in here. Alice Cooper interview. Maybe get one of the bands that had a song on the soundtrack. Band interview. The great soundtrack to Freddy's Dead. Get an interview with a band talking about making a song for the movie, all that kind of jazz. Of course, new and old commentaries. Give you something new on a commentary. Excuse my handwriting is disgusting. Just bear with me. Moving on, disc 7. New Nightmare. I think this is fair. 2K scan for New Nightmare. Miko interview. I forgot how to spell his name, so excuse me. Miko interview. England interview. Langenkamp interview. Heather. I think we should get 3 new interviews on this. That would be very beneficial to this film. Obviously, they could all talk about returning to the roles, and of course, talking about Wes. There should be a Wes Craven mini doc on here somewhere, I think. 15, 20 minutes just talking about working with him, how lovely he was as a human, etc., etc. New old commentaries. I'm gonna skip over some stuff, guys, not realizing to put it on here, but this is ballpark. This is where things get a little bit lighter of a load. Disc 8. Fred vs. Jason. Go ahead and just recycle the New Line disc. And that has all the previous special features from before. Disc 9. Remake. Recycle disc from the remake that's already out there, Blu-ray disc. Now, some of you might be saying, well, I don't really need any of those, etc., etc. All I need is this. Here's the thing, guys. I understand that. Do you want the people to have the Nightmare on Elm Street complete collection or the this is all I really need myself collection? Gotta have these movies in here. It's unacceptable to not have Freddy vs. Jason and the remake in there. They've got to be in there. This is what I think is a reasonable expectation for the Nightmare on Elm Street box set. I understand that the 4K stuff is not cheap, but we have to get good scans. I can't stress enough how bad this is. This is piss poor. Piss poor. Warner Brothers or New Line, I think there was just New Line at the time that put this out. Regardless, this is unacceptable. These movies look terrible. They look pitiful. Sharing discs is unacceptable. This is what I think is reasonable, guys. Now, I just want to finish this off by saying a few words. You know, I know that Scream Factory has had to have reached out and attempted to try to work on this, etc. I think it's silly for us to think that they haven't. So we're going to have to safely, strongly assume that not only have they done it, they've continued to do it. The only thing I could think of is pushback from Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers, listen up, please. I really hope, share this video, guys. Get this video out to your friends. Get this video to anybody that works over there at Warner Brothers or anybody. Let Scream Factory see this too. If you are holding this up, if you are keeping this as a streaming only thing, because I see those movies are all on HBO. I see them. Please, get out of the way. Get out of the way. I'm asking nicely. These movies mean so much to so many people. I mean, look at this. Look at my wall. I have a baby Freddy over there. I can't get my camera to turn. See that? These movies are not just movies to us. These movies are everything to so many people. The house that Freddy built. And I think Warner Brothers has forgotten that. I see you guys putting out those Lord of the Rings 4K super duper HD box sets. Guess what? Guess what that guy was doing before Peter Jackson, before he was making Lord of the Rings? He was writing scripts for A Nightmare on Elm Street. Didn't get his film made, but he was writing scripts for the biggest name in town, okay? Remember, in the 80s, Freddy resurrected that slasher genre. Because you can call it whatever you want, but it was dying. This man came in and brought it back. This guy came in and was whipping everybody's ass in the box office. We talk about Halloween 4 doing pretty good at the box office. We talk about the Friday the 13th still making profits. When he came out with the Dream Master, he doubled, tripled all of them. Nobody could touch Freddy. Okay? And the disrespect to have something like this represent these films is bullshit. Get out of the way. Let the fans get what we need and what we deserve, okay? I'm passionate about this stuff. This is my favorite horror movie series. This is not just movies. These are not just films to people, okay? These movies mean so much to so many of us. And to not be able to enjoy these films the way they deserve, not should, but just deserve to be seen. The most creative horror franchise ever created. A franchise that was created with more passion from filmmakers, actors, directors than anything else. To be left behind, like we're seeing now, is disgusting. If you are holding up this process, Warner Brothers, please get out of the way. You, the viewer, I urge you, make your voices heard. Please, reach out to Scream Factory as often as you can. Reach out to anybody in the inside as often as you can. Demand we get this. Those films, I'm going to get emotional, got me through some dark times, okay? And I know this seems so silly to talk about a box set of movies, but it's deeper than that. These movies are everything to me. And to not have these films be seen as crisp and clear as they're supposed to be is bullshit. And something has to be done about it. We need this box set. We need it bad. This is Freddy Krueger, the king of horror, okay? So let me calm down and just say, I appreciate everything you do, Scream Factory. I'm not mad at you. I know that you're trying. I know that you're going after this and doing everything you can. We need this to happen. We will push for this to happen. And Scream Factory, my last thing I want to say is, I would love it if you guys could be a little see-through with the public on this. If you could just tell us that you're trying, that would mean the world to us. That would calm us down. If you could just tell us that you're doing everything you can, I would appreciate that. I understand this love of sharing things at the spur of a moment, be like, look what we did. I get that. But I beg of you, if you could let the people know and just be open and just say to us, hey guys, you know what? We are pursuing this. This is what's going on. This is what we're dealing with, but we are trying. I think that would mean the world to so many fans. So please, I beg of you, keep doing what you're doing. Go for it. Make this set happen. We need this set. This was a different video for me. I didn't mean to get emotional. I didn't mean to get upset, guys, but it's 2021. The Halloween box set came out in 2014. Something's got to give. Make your voices heard. Share this video to every person that you think it will matter to. Get your voices heard. You make a video. Put it out in the ether. Let people know we need this, okay? I love you guys. This is Christian Hannah Horror. We're going to get our day. We're going to get our day, and I refuse to stop until we do.